Today, my mind is far away.
Let's welcome a new Iron Butterfly. Hi, I'm Richard Robinson. You're listening to Rock Stars. News from New York, London, and Los Angeles. Rock Stars is the special news service from Physohex, the antibacterial skin cleanser. No soap, not even medicated soap, can do as much for your skin. The president of Atlantic Records, Ahmet Ertegun, announced this week that the Iron Butterfly have added 2 new guitarists to replace departing group member Eric Braun. The 2 new musicians are Mike Pinero, who was formerly the guitarist and vocalist with the West Coast group The Blues Image, and Larry Rhino Reinhardt, who has worked with a couple of groups, including the Tropical Trip Company and The Second Coming. Both guitarists are originally from Florida, and both have been performing in California most recently. According to the Butterfly's manager, the reason that guitarist Braun quit the group was that he wanted to pursue his own musical ideas. Braun has formed a new group, which will be called Flint Whistle. Flint Whistle includes other members of the original Iron Butterfly, including Jerry Penrod on bass and Daryl DeLuch on vocals. Completing their lineup is Larry Feigen on drums. Flint Whistle will be recording their first album in the near future. As for the new Butterfly, they're really optimistic, according to leader Doug Engel. He said, lyrically as well as musically, we're optimistic. It all starts with the people. Rhino is great in his way. He and Mike can do the same licks together. Then, when they do their own leads, their styles move apart. Mike and Rhino have been rehearsing with Engel, drummer Ron Bushy, and bassist Lee Dorman for over a month and have already performed their first few jobs as members of the Butterfly in Dallas, Houston, and Kansas City. The new Butterfly will perform only on weekends in the future, keeping the weekdays free for rehearsing and recording in Southern California. They are currently working on their first album together. Called Metamorphosis, it is being recorded at American Studios in Studio City outside of Los Angeles. How these changes in personnel will affect the group is hard to say. Before Braun left the group, the Iron Butterfly had sold over 2 million copies of their Inagata da Vida album and kept it on the charts for over a year and a half. And even before any of us get to hear what the new band sounds like on record, there will be a final album recorded by the old lineup called simply Iron Butterfly, which should be in record stores across the country within the next couple of weeks. In New York City last weekend, a giant soul show featuring Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions, Jerry Butler, and Junior Walker and the All-Stars got a rousing reception. Jerry Butler appeared on stage album under his own name, which is something like Domingo Samudio. Aretha Franklin is opening in Las Vegas, where she bombed about a year ago, and I'll be flying down to catch her show opening night, which I hope will be some good rock news for the show sometime next week. This special news service has been furnished by Physohex, the sensible medical way to fight off pimples. Wash with a medicine. Wash with Physohex. I'm Richard Robinson, and I hope you join me later when my guest will be Lee Dorman of the Iron Butterfly. Right now, here's one of the top sounds in town.
Today, my mind is far away.
New directions for the Iron Butterfly. This is Richard Robinson with Rock Stars. And I talked the other day with Lee Dorman of the Iron Butterfly. You'll hear the tape in just a moment. Rock Stars is a special news service from Physohex, the antibacterial skin cleanser. No soap, not even medicated soap, can do as much for your skin.
There have been certain numbers like Gata da Vida and some of the other things they've done that I find exciting, but some of them I find that it's getting into an intellectual feeling, an intellectual vein, which I don't think is going to go anywhere. You get lyrics like, last Tuesday afternoon I went down to see Sam, this type of thing, which aren't really universals and which don't communicate with as many people as, say, an Otis Redding song. Personally, as far as the music you're playing, what do you think the future of it is? And what do you think that the development, the logical development of the type of music that you're into and a few other groups are into is going to be?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of hard to say. For ourselves, we plan to start coming down a little bit in volume because some of the material we're doing now just does not come across effectively live. There's a lot going on, and it becomes a big, like a bowl of spaghetti on stage, and it just doesn't work. Where music is going is hard to say. We are doing what we want to because, as you said, maybe our music is a little more hard to understand than an Otis Redding song, but we don't want to be like everybody else. And right now, we, as you say, music is in the rock and roll and blues bag. Everybody is playing blues, even though everybody is a little different, which makes it nice. I happen to enjoy blues very, very much, but I also enjoy what I'm doing, and I wouldn't quit to join a blues group. If John Mayall or Eric Clapton says, hey, I want you to join our group, I wouldn't. because I put 2.5 years into something I believe in, and I'm not going to walk out just because of Brad or somebody who is well known in the business saying, hey, come on over to the L&M side or whatever. I really have faith in what we're doing because it is changing. And who knows, maybe next year we'll wind up being a blues group. But it will be because I feel that all of a sudden we all dug blues. Not because, oh, well, gee, our album's dropping in the charts. Maybe we better play Louie Louie, or something, just to cool it. No, because then it wouldn't be, I don't know, just wouldn't be the same. For me, anyway.
It'd be very interesting to hear the Iron Butterfly play Louie Louie. I'd like to thank Lee Dorman for being our guest today on the show. This special news service has been furnished by Physohex, a sensible medical way to fight off pimples. Wash with a medicine. Wash with Physohex. I'm Richard Robinson, and I hope you join me tomorrow when we'll have more inside news from the world of music. Right now, the Iron Butterfly.